Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be jumping into Paralives build mode, and I know I've done a previous build video on the channel, but I want to get a little more in depth, messing with foundations, things like that. I don't seem to be able to get rid of that rock, but that's okay. So this is going to be a little bit more of an in-depth video. If you recognize this para at the bottom, that's the one we created in the para we created in our last video, and I wanted a bit of a weird build to just kind of see what we have going for us here. We don't really have the options for a foundation, so we have to figure out how to make this house. Why are they having connection issues? They're different heights. Okay, let's do the undo. So it looks like we're gonna have to start here, and then we're going to have to figure out the height situation. So let's click the walls. You up the height by dragging them. Drag them up 2 more. Let's see what we have door-wise, how a door fits on this, where our door will fit. Let's change the color to this. Okay, so we also need to raise the floor. I don't know how high the floor needs to be. I kind of wish it would show us like I kind of wish it would show us like a lineup thing. Let's see. Alt doesn't appear to be able to you can only go up. Okay, that's a bit better. I don't know if he can actually get in there. So what we might have to do is make like a fence type situation to give him like a porch. So he can like get in there. Because this is going to be a lot of kind of like trial and error on delete the wall, delete the wall, delete the wall, on like actually getting this house the way we want it. Because like I said, there's not really any way to make a foundation, and we're gonna have to, let's do the bathroom here, I believe, and we're gonna have to drag them up. Again, there's no way to determine if they're level other than just looking at them, honestly. And I kind of wish it would, like, if it's level with this floor, highlight both floors to be like, hey, like, yeah, this is level. Let's see. Kind of go there. I want a bit of an interesting and unique house. So we're gonna go there. Let's do a bump out here. Delete that wall. That makes them 1 room. And then again, we're gonna have to bring the floor up. And again, it's hard to tell if they're level without that proper angle, or without some sort of thing to tell me that the levels are level. Okay. I might do a 2nd floor. I just want to see where we go. I think it would be fun to have a 2nd floor, but I want to see what we've got down here. So let's just get some doors in for the house here. Okay, so that's that. We could do like the kitchen, or I'm sorry, the living room here. Let's get some windows before we start planning out too much. These so far have been my favorite windows, and while I know we could like drag them to make them bigger, I don't want to do that. I actually like the like Because if I drag it, it just makes it one big, and I don't like that. I like the... So we're going to just keep it... adding it. I know it takes more money, but that's what we're doing. Okay. So, that's our windows. We could get one in the bathroom. That appears to be the center of that. Let's actually just keep it a regular size for now. If we decide we want to change it, we can change it. It's not like anybody's going to be looking in his back window anyway, due to it being on a cliff. Okay, so let's get some exterior paint going. As far as siding and stuff, I don't really know what we want to do. Maybe green. That's interesting. I do like it. Okay, we'll go green. It's different. Not typically what I would go for, but it's definitely different. Where? There we go. Okay, I was like, where's the roofs? But I'm on the right side. That would help. Okay. This is going to be a bit of a more... difficult roofing situation until they get the advanced roofs in the game. So we're just gonna have to see how we go. That's definitely too steep for the front of the house. I'm gonna lower it some more. I feel like that's still too steep. Okay, let's get another roof piece. Extend it, make sure it matches all the... That actually matches pretty well. Yeah, that matches pretty well. Okay. And then let's do something like this. Make sure we have where we can line our edges up. We're gonna lower the roof again. And then for this bit, I'm gonna do a roof like this. And we're gonna lower the edge, lower that as well. And we're gonna lower it to line up with the other roof there. And then, I say we're gonna lower it to line up with the other roof. There we go. Okay. Not fantastic, but it does work. Okay, let's grab the eyedropper, grab the color. So you have to be on the face of the house to actually change, I'm sorry, on the face of the roof to actually change the color. So let's go to the roof. Let's pick a different color. I actually don't think the red is terrible with the green siding. We're changing it. Now you'll notice I do it every time, but I tend to go for the black roofs. Don't know why, just do. I have not quite figured out how to change the eaves color yet. I'm not sure how to do that exactly. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to, anyway. So it's fine that they're white. Let's see if there's anything that I can put. I don't believe there is. I was kind of hoping there was something I could put here, potentially, but it doesn't look like there is. Okay. I've done a lot to not know if I'm actually gonna put a second story on this house or not, so I guess we're not at this point. Okay, we have 22,000 paradigms left. Let's start, I believe, with his bedroom. We can also, the way I've done the bedroom, put like a computer and stuff in here. Let's go with the green. I don't mind the green. What I want to do though is I don't like that texture on the sheets. So I wonder if we can get rid of, okay, let's get rid of the texture. I don't mind the colors. I just don't like that texture on the bottom sheet. Let's go back to what would be the bedroom and look for nightstands. We'll go with the white one. I don't mind that. You'll in a video I've got coming up, like I said in a previous video, everything for the next couple weeks is going to be pre-recorded. But you'll see in a video coming up, I talk about how like things don't necessarily match, but they flow. The woods don't match but they flow. So let's actually go ahead and get our room color for in here. Let's see. Do we want? I don't mind that for that wall actually. Again, not necessarily matching, but flowing. You can disagree, that's okay. I think they flow. Actually move this over a little bit so it doesn't come right in front of the bed. Okay, let's see. Let's go for a dresser. We could go with this wooden one. Let's see what other colors we have though. I don't mind the gray. I feel like this room is entirely too big though. I've noticed that in Paralives. Like I feel like this room would not necessarily be big enough in The Sims, but I feel like in this game it is so massive. Like, and I'm not honestly, I like this mirror. This is like one of my favorite mirrors so far, but I don't like how you can only like size it up or down. I kind of wish you could kind of do it like this mirror. Like I'll show you this mirror you place and you drag and make the size you want. You can't do that with that one. You only have sizing up and sizing down, which is okay, but it's not what I want for that mirror. I wish it was more like the other one, like I just showed you. Let's see. Let's get a painting or a photo. Let's go. Sure, we'll go with that one. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a rug now for his room. Let's go with. Let's change the color. We can go with the green. Let's not go with the green. Let's go with maybe a new one. Let's edit that. Let's go with more blacks and grays. Let's go. Sure, and then let's go. How does that look? Okay, I guess that's... No, I don't like that, actually. Something like this, maybe? Maybe? Okay, I guess that's fine. Like I said, I feel like these rooms are just so big, and that I don't exactly know what to do with them. I do want to get... an office type situation in here. Put that against the wall. Let's get a computer and a desk chair. I wish there were more desk chairs. I don't particularly fancy any of these, honestly. And then we can go with, we do want him to, I feel like it might be fitting since he's so into fitness, because he's gonna have to have some sort of like gym. So like his room is his gym, his office, and his bedroom. I feel like that's what we've got to work with currently. So let's go back in here. Let's grab the paint. Sometimes I like to paint the rooms as we go. Let's see. Do we have... I want accent walls. That's why we're kind of doing... And then we can just do this color again. So this is going to be our kitchen, our dining, and our living room. So I think currently I'm going to do the kitchen here. We'll go with, I don't know, I do eventually hope they add more cabinets because they're just not, in my opinion, they're not my favorite. We'll go with blue. Might be a little different compared to whatever else he's got, but I do like the blue. Okay. Let's get this one here. I want my stove, actually I want the window to line up with here. The window, the sink. So let's see how my sink goes there. I want the sink to line up with the window. And then I guess with that being said, I'm gonna put the stove. We probably can't go super expensive on the stove. If he has money at the end, we can always go more on the stove. But until then, now we need a refrigerator. And again, he probably can't go super expensive just yet. Because he needs we gotta finish the rest of the house. Okay, I want to do some sort of island. I do like that these are these double-sided? Let's place one to see. No. So we need to rotate that. That gives us a bit of an island. I can do that, and then let's actually put this here. That should line it. Why is it? Okay, that should line it up with the... It's interesting that that cabinet is shorter. Is that an upper cabinet? No? It's so interesting that that counter is shorter than the other one. I don't know if it's because I have it in the wall. No? Okay, it fits. Okay, that one. Okay. And then let's get a trash can. That's been the trash can I use. It seems to be the best one that I like in the game so far. And then let's do a table. I've not used this table before. Green seems to be his color. And I also feel like in The Sims that wouldn't fly, so I like that bit. Okay, now let's go on to the living room. Maybe that one. I guess we'll go with that one. Let's see what color we have. Go with the gray. Let's get a TV. I typically just go with whatever the TV is set to. And then a couch. Extend it a little bit. Let's move it over. I feel like that's at an angle, but I don't know if it is or not. I don't think it is, actually. It lines up with the... Let's line that up. These are different completely. Sometimes I like this. Okay, I don't like that. Let's get another one of these, actually. Put that back there. Let's get a coffee table for the middle. Let's get a rug. Too big. And then let's change the color of this rug to something darker. I'm not sure what is going on with that. Does it do the same thing with that? No? Okay, so now does it? Okay. Well, we're not going to use that. We'll figure out, I'm sure, again, I've said this in other videos for Paralives, but this game is still in early access. It is expected to be buggy. This one's not terrible. Okay, and then I want a chair in this corner here. This is like one of my favorite chairs in the game as well. I do like the light green. The light green is not terrible. And it kind of ties in, although it doesn't match that green. What I could do, I do that, and then I hit that, and then I can hit Control C, close that, and then come back to the chair, hit that, and hit Control V, which is paste, and change that to match the walls. That gives us the ability in the game to actually match things. Now we have the question of what to do with this space here. Let's get a plant for sure next to the refrigerator. For sure want a plant. I don't know that I like this one though. Like, it's okay, but it's very, I know I say very big, but I can size it down and fix that. So can't really complain, honestly. Let's see, what else could we do? I like this mirror. And you're like, you're building this house for a male para. It's okay. Let's see, curtains, maybe? I've not really messed with curtains. They don't really seemingly snap. I don't really want to mess with curtains currently. Let's do a bookshelf, potentially. Yeah, let's do a bookshelf if I can. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. What I would like to do is potentially this one. I can shrink it, but I can't. Okay, that doesn't really do what I want it to do. We can do that one, and it can be in the middle. That's fine, actually. Okay, that kind of fills in that space nicely. Alright, so that leaves the bathroom. I do actually want to go through and change the flooring for all of these, but that is for another time. We'll do that after we finish the bathroom, but I do want to go through and paint the bathroom. We're going to do a tile. We're going to do, I feel like that might be too much green. I like these subway tiles, I think, the best so far. Let's grab, I don't mind the standalone sinks in the bathroom, but honestly, I think I like putting a sink on a cabinet. Because, like, that just is what it is. That's not bad, though. Actually, let's do this. Let's put that there. Because this also gives us the ability to put in a washer and dryer. I'm not sure how to stack them, actually. Like that. So to do that, I pressed and held Shift. I'm not sure what order they're supposed to be stacked in, but that is how that's gonna go. Okay, let's get a mirror above our sink here. Let's get, we need a shower or a tub or a shower tub combo. Let's do this way. Those actually don't work that way. I feel like, I guess I could move it to the other side, but I was hoping to be able to, okay, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. So let's move that more like there. And move this over. there. This is a very cramped bathroom, actually. I'm not sure. We could do it like this instead, which puts a window in the bathroom, which is kind of, or in the shower, which is kind of weird. But it does, in essence, work. And then we'll just throw this toilet in here. And I don't want it snapped right to the wall there. We can grab a toilet paper roll and put it up against the wall. I do want a plant in here, honestly. That might be a little much for a bathroom, though. Let's get some lighting in. We're just going to do with these lights. I hope eventually, I don't know if any of you have played at night, but I hope eventually that they make these where they light up more space instead of the little bit that they do. See, I'll go dark. And they don't light up the area. All right. So now we need something here. So let's see. Let's get a plant, I guess. When in doubt, throw a plant in it. Okay, that kind of does help fill the space. Okay. All right. I believe this is where we are going to end this video. I don't really know of much else that I want to do with it right now. So this in the house is the living room and the kitchen. I usually do upper cabinets, but I don't think I'm going to do those this time. Living room, little book nook, bathroom over here. Camera angles are not as great. And then the bedroom. All right. So this is the overview of the house. You can see the living room, the kitchen, the dining, his bedroom, his like gym area, his like computer, the bathroom. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.